Hello. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Hope you are all doing good. Hello, can you hear me? Hello. Can anyone please respond? Hello. Ajay garu, ela unnaru? Shanti madam, Naveen, then Madhu Reddy, Kalyan, Akhileshwari garu, all. How are you? How are you all?
Fine, sir. Fine, sir. Thank you.
Very good.
అలాగే తీసుకుంటున్నారు.
See, time is 3 o'clock. We will wait for another 5 minutes. So we will start at 3:05. Okay. Ajay garu, ela unnaru? Seems like you're busy these days. Shanti madam, how are you? Can you hear me actually? నేను మాట్లాడేది వినిపిస్తుందా మీకు?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, fine. So how are you all? I want everyone to unmute and
Fine, sir.
Rahul garu, ela unnaru?
Fine, sir. Fine, sir.
Okay, very good, very good. ఒక చిన్న గేమ్ ఆడదాం అనుకుంటున్నాను వర్చువల్ గా. So if you talk, then I will start that game.
Sure, sir. Sure.
Yeah. So I want to see the faces of our participants. I would like to play a small game. So how are the things going in college? So do you have the academics settled down, examinations and everything?
This week also, there are some more exams, sir. Maybe by this week end, we can totally come into the streams.
Okay. So
Actually, in this week, the mids are running, sir.
Okay.
By this weekend, mids will be totally completed. Later, they will be completely focusing on academics.
okay, I think మీరు ఫ్రీ అయిపోతారు ఇంకా మీ స్టూడెంట్స్ అందరూ కూడా. So after this week.
After this week, they will be completely into the academics, sir.
Super.
Second year, third years, everyone will be into the academics.
Shanti madam, మీ దగ్గర ఎలా ఉన్నారు స్టూడెంట్స్? లైక్ సో ఆర్ దే ఫ్రమ్ అకాడమిక్ లైక్ ఎగ్జామినేషన్స్? హలో 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 అజయ్ గారు,
ఇక్కడ నడపండి. ఇప్పుడు తప్పవుతారు, అప్పుడు అంటే చిన్న.
Shanti madam, please mute your mic.
Uday.
Any internet issues you're feeling?
Nothing like that, sir.
Yeah, fine. So shall we start? ఒక చిన్న గేమ్ ఆడదాం అనుకుంటున్నాను సార్. సో
Okay, sir.
మన వాళ్ళందరూ కూడా అన్మ్యూట్ చేసి మాట్లాడితే దెన్ ఐ వాంట్ టు ప్లే ఎ గేమ్. I don't know how
Okay.
if it is comfortable with them, then I will play a game. Otherwise, we will straight away go into the subject. That's a kind of boring thing. So always listening is boring thing. That's why I want to interact with the faculty members today. I want to know what is the exact status of innovation and the startup culture in your institutions, as well as how the students were there and how the students are participating in such activities. Is there any startups that you have encouraged in your institutions? So all these things I want to just know, so that when I come to your colleges, it will have a good overview for me to interact with the students and to give more insights on how the students and the faculty members, thereby educational institution, can grow together as an ecosystem. Yeah. So Ajay Garu, you want to say something? We are unable to hear your voice. Maybe you might be talking. Okay, fine. Then directly we will go to the subject. I think so. No, sir. Okay, fine. Sir, I have a question to all the participants here. Okay, today's topic is very, very important because we are discussing about the startup ecosystem in India and what are the key roles and responsibilities of incubators that playing in the growth of Indian economy and employment generation, etc. And the second topic is what are the various grants from different government departments, that may be Department of Science and Technology, DRDO, or MSME, or BIRAC, whatever it is, to support the startups. Okay, to support the incubators as well as startups. Now the total context is different here. So when we are discussing, when we are talking about the educational institutions and the conversion of that educational institutions or the part of your educational institutions into incubation centers or innovation centers, that is where we have to discuss. Okay, we are going to do and we will achieve somehow to establish an incubation center, to raise up the startups from the student groups. You are also raising some IPRs from your college or student groups. So what will happen thereafter? What is the impact? How it will reflect on Indian economy and Indian employees or employment generation, how it impacts? That's what first I'm going to discuss. What will be the impact if we work as a team, starting from your college to the innovation center or incubation center, then to the startup ecosystem, how you are going to take it up. So that we will be discussing today. That is the second thing we are discussing, and how the startup ecosystem in India is growing day by day. starting from school students to the PhD scholars and the faculty members and individuals, everyone, how they are generating revenues, how they are getting grants, how they are creating a lot of employment. That is also we are going to discuss at a bigger picture, Okay, so then we will be discussing about grants and everything. So that I will show you a few online repositories and everything, so that you can go and apply. When I say grants, there are different levels of grants to different set of people. When I say grants, grants might be to the incubation center or to the college innovation cell, or the programs that will run by this innovation and incubation centers. If you are running a EDP program, then you can apply for grants. There are grants, there are departments that will give. DST has that capacity to give grants to such programs. Okay, so the other thing is to run incubation and innovation center, what kind of grants are there, and we really eligible for that? What are the eligibility criteria? On from different departments, there are different eligibility criteria will be there that we will discuss in this total session. And most importantly, how this startup ecosystem has evolved. This is the core. In India, to evolve the startup ecosystem, the total ecosystem is rotating or surrounded by only one particular word called entrepreneur, the founder of a startup or any business. Now I request participants, you can use the chat box or you can unmute. You can tell who is an entrepreneur. Best to your knowledge, you can tell. See, there is nothing right, nothing wrong in this. Okay, we are just discussing the things here. Okay, who is an entrepreneur? You can unmute and tell, or you can use chat box. If you get to know who is an entrepreneur for today's context as well as a general definition, then the total context for today's session will get justified. Okay, who is an entrepreneur? Can I say anyone? You just type yes or no in the chat box. Okay, I will be giving some inputs. Can I say anyone who has a business, a conventional business, can we call him as entrepreneur? Yes or no? You can thumbs up or thumbs down. You have reactions in the
Yes.
you have reactions in the like meeting settings. Okay, so yes. Okay, Lokesh Reddigar, yes, I got one vote. Okay, I'm waiting for others. You have 10 seconds. Any conventional business, that may be a sari business, or that may be a medical store, or that may be any disposable house, or any manufacturing unit, whatever it is. Can we call them as an entrepreneur? Yes, I got 2 answers. Yes. You can thumbs up if yes. Okay, fine. The second point is, can we say a person who has started a business and not generating any revenue, can we call him as entrepreneur?
Sir, once again, sir.
A person who started a business and not generating any revenue, can we call that person as an entrepreneur?
Sure, sir. Revenue is nothing to do with an entrepreneurship, I think, because we cannot expect the revenue very first stages.
Yes. Sir, only I expect only yes, no answers. So there is no diplomatic answers like maybe. Okay, fine, fine. Okay. Can we say a Xerox shop owner or a vegetable vendor or a regular fruits vendor as entrepreneur?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Fine. Good. Good thoughts. Good thoughts we're getting. Yes. No. Good. Chakrapani Garu from Gist. No. Okay. Okay. So now let me give you a practical definition of an entrepreneur. So just leave the slide. Just leave the slide and let us discuss about the practical things of entrepreneur. Who is an entrepreneur? An entrepreneur is the one who thinks innovatively, who will come up with innovative business models and products or services, whatever it is. And the end goal of the entrepreneur should be job creation, revenue generation, okay, spinning effect, all these things. Okay, if an entrepreneur is doing all such activities, then the company or the business that he established, and we call him as the entrepreneur. Okay, so just a regular fruit vendor, what they do is they will keep the fruit stall, they will sell the fruits, and they will gain some revenue. They are not going to generate employment. Okay, so that means the one parameter is wrong. So a regular fruit vendor or vegetable vendor or a Xerox shop owner is not an entrepreneur. Few people, lot of people can call them as entrepreneurs, but they are not entrepreneurs. Okay, now let us just go through the few features of what entrepreneur. Okay, entrepreneur. A person who is having a business, we can call him as entrepreneur. Then a person with innovative mindset, like whatever he do, that should be in an innovative way. That may be in their business model, or that may be the strategies in going to the market, or that may be in the revenue generation, whatever it is. Okay. The entrepreneur is the one who creates the business, not only to him, to the team also. He will also generate income to the team as well. Okay, we call him as entrepreneur. That the entrepreneur is the one who has the capacity of taking risks. Risk mitigation is very, very important. We train entrepreneurs, especially the pre-incubators or student teams, in risk mitigations. In every stage, there are a lot of risk that was involved in the journey of entrepreneurship. Okay, the risk tolerance, it is not only receiving the risk, it is also how you are mitigating the risk, how you are playing with that risk, and what lesson you have learned from that risk is more important. Okay, so then assertiveness, the different situations that come across the different stage, and the leadership is what we call a normal person as entrepreneur with a lot of knowledge inculcated. Okay, so the total startup ecosystem in India is evolved and now traveling around the entrepreneur. That's why I just want to give you the glimpse of what is an entrepreneur. What if we are creating entrepreneurs? Okay, today we started this journey, not today actually. So when I say today, that means long back we started this journey with your institution to create entrepreneurs, to create unicorns. When I say unicorns, any entrepreneur whose company's valuation is 1 billion, okay, greater than or equal to $1 billion, then we call such companies as unicorns. Okay, recently, so this is the impact. Say one company valuation is $1 billion. Okay, there are total 100 unicorns from India as on today. Okay, this was the recent achievement by Indian startup ecosystem. I request everyone to give big round of applause to the startup India ecosystem. Okay, so I'm very proud that I am part of such ecosystem. Okay, so if you see, there are a lot of unicorns that was emerged from different areas. So from consumer services, from edtech, from transport tech, from e-commerce, from fintech. If you see, most of the unicorns, they are using IT as the major tool. Okay, that's why I just want to put this slide. IT, when I say IT, that may be application, or that may be embedded systems, or that may be microcontroller, whatever it is. Okay, so most of the companies are using the IT platforms as their weapon, and they are working on their startups to become unicorns. Okay, so there are total 100 unicorns in India as on today. Okay, if you see, there are a lot of startups. You might be like, you have few apps in your mobile phones, and you might be using that. So that major, can you tell me how many apps you have out of these 100 startups? In the chat box, around, you can say around 10 or around 5 or 2. See, we are discussing about the impact of an incubation or startup ecosystem, okay, in a country as of now. I request everyone to become part of such wonderful work. Okay, so now India's journeys to 100 unicorns. This is the timeline starting from 2015 to 2022. Okay, so in 2015 there are only 11 unicorns that India has produced. If you see, over 8 years, we have achieved almost 90 plus unicorns. 90 plus unicorns. It's not that easy. Okay, then this is a simple slide which will state that how much time does a startup has taken to become a unicorn. Okay, if you see, less than 3 years, there are startups. Okay, Farmeasy, Ola Electric, which is the like everyone is looking at, and Paytm Mall. Okay, so there are a lot of known applications and the startups that took only less than 3 years to become unicorns, and there are other companies that took more time. So thanks to Indian startup ecosystem for having such wonderful companies. So then this is India's fastest unicorn. Less time taken by Mensa. Okay, it is only 6 months. 6 months ante enta takku time andi asalu. 6 months oka semester. So it is the time taken for one damn semester. They have become a unicorn. So they have turned their valuation into $1 billion. Okay. Cred, it has taken 3 years. Okay. Anyway, so this is the number of jobs created by Indian unicorns. Okay. Major part e-commerce platforms has taken the major part, then edtech, then consumer services, then fintech. Okay. So Paytm, Byju's, Flipkart, Swiggy, Ola Electric, all these things. Okay. You know how much jobs they have created? Total 106K plus jobs were created by only e-commerce platforms, e-commerce unicorns. Okay. So this is an example of how India is growing. Okay. Now, sorry. Sorry, 1 second. Yeah, sorry for the interruption. So this is the slide where I would like to explain you a few things here. If you see, the growing Indian startup ecosystem is looking more on technical stuff. Okay, so if you see, there are 950 plus AI startups, and there are 30 plus robo startups, and 80 plus AR VR startups, and 480 plus IoT startups. All these startups, okay, making the engineering tools as their weapon and going forward. Okay, so this is the job created by the major unicorns, Swiggy, Zomato, 300K to 500K delivery executives they have created. Ola, 1.5 million drivers across India, 250 countries. Then Meesho, 10 million entrepreneurs they have created. Most of them are women. Okay. Then lending card, Dekho, 150 plus funded startups they have created. How beautiful it is. So then coming to the startup ecosystem in India, what we are creating. If you see the total cycle, there are a lot of things. Okay. So the total startup ecosystem in India has built up by keeping all these skills in mind. Okay, these are the skill sets that every startup ecosystem, that may be in your college, that may be in a state or in a district or in a country, so that has to keep in your mind before you start establishing incubation center or innovation center. Okay, first one is, what is the availability capital you have to start a incubation center or an innovation center? Before I start explaining, let me tell you one fact, that an incubation center or an innovation center is not the tall building or the free space, the wonderful equipment, chairs, tables, all these things. Not this. This is not the incubation center. The incubation center is the mindset of the management, the faculty, and the student teams. Okay, and all these 8 skill sets will complement that mindset. That's it. Okay, first thing is, to establish an incubation center, first we should put some amount to that. Like, as per National Innovation and Startup Policy, minimum 10% of the total annual budget of higher education institution should kept aside to establish and to run and to sustain a startup ecosystem in an educational institution. Okay. The second one is capacity building. Capacity building is the technical skills or managerial skills of the team of incubator or innovation center. Okay, that's what we are doing now. This ACHARYA program, we are developing the skills of the faculty members to become innovation and incubation leaders in near future. Okay, next, entrepreneurial culture. To bring up entrepreneurial culture, we have to run a lot of events, workshops, hackathons, and training programs to the students and the faculties within your college. Okay, that is the third point. The fourth point is the network of mentors. Okay, you should keep on rolling keep on work with your mentors. So there are 2 types of mentors. One is local mentor and the other one is external expert. The local mentors are the people from your college, okay, who can support the startup or innovation student teams so that they can grow. Okay, so that is the local mentors. Okay, the second one is experienced mentors from the outside ecosystem. You can bring such people, okay, the experienced mentors from the outside network, or you can reach out to us. We have good mentor network throughout nation, and also we have good mentor network internationally also. Okay, so we will give you that, maybe AI, ML, or embedded systems, IoT, whatever it is, agriculture, food processing, you name it. we will provide you. So that's why we always call the network of mentors, or the network of investors, or network of venture capitalists, whatever it is. The network of you is the net worth of you. Okay, next, the fifth one is risk tolerance. As I said, an entrepreneur, see, when we are starting an incubation center or innovation center in a college, that means you are also a startup. You are also starting your own company. Of course, you are starting a company that is supporting startups. So since you are starting your company, so you should behave like an entrepreneur. And whatever the qualities I have shown in the first slide, we have to inculcate all those things. Then sixth one is more important, regulatory and policy supports. So if you want any policy or compliance or any other thing, please reach out to us. We will support. There are a lot of other policies, like if you are working on food industries. So there are a few policies you have to keep to the management, so that you have to approve all those policies, and you have to ratify to the startups. Okay, national innovation and startup policy is one such thing. Okay, I request everyone to please complete this national innovation and startup policy. Okay, and keep it aside, so that you will have a good set of policy. And there are a lot of incentives in that policies where management will give to the faculty members and the student teams. Okay, apart from the academic activities. Okay, so then leadership and team building, very, very important. Okay, and yeah, collaborative culture. See, whenever I can give one example. The startups in India, sorry, the student teams, especially the student teams in any college, so they will be coming up with an idea and they want to progress through that idea. They will be doing wonderful engineering work, they will be doing wonderful programming, they can do AI, ML, everything. They can work towards prototype development. That's it. Up to prototype development they can work. When I say prototype development, it is not the lab model. It is minimum viable product model. Okay, so before testing, we will get a minimum viable product. That is what prototype is. Okay, so that prototype, okay, so up to prototype you may do. Okay, so then you want a lot of support in business, in developing the business to that student teams, in developing the pitch decks to that student teams, in scouting the investors to the student, there are a lot of things. Well, in that case, my suggestion is collaborate with the other incubation center or other educational institutions where you can deploy your student teams. You can ask that students to go and work there. Okay, so you may not have a wonderful lab to work on few innovations. The other college is having such facility. Then ask your student team to go and work there. Nothing wrong in that. Okay, these are a few things like, so you have to keep in mind when you are starting a startup ecosystem in your college. Okay, so this is a simple diagram. So whatever we discussed so far, everything is here. Okay, if you see, the university or the institution is the core part, and what is making university or the institution a special thing in startup ecosystem is its network. Network with NGOs, network with financial sectors, or network with partnerships, projects, everything. Okay, so this is very, very, very important thing. Okay, your network is net worth. Okay, so my suggestion to the leaders here is to increase your network. Okay, you write project proposals, you increase the partnership numbers in your college. Okay, share your knowledge and work with a lot of government sectors, work with corporates, work with NGOs, ask them to throw some problem statements so that you can give such problem statements to the students, and they will be coming up with some product, and you will sell to the NGO or to any other corporates. Okay, they will be giving problem statement. You are taking that solution part, and market anyway, they are the market for us. Okay. So then innovation landscape. So I have already told you about this innovation landscape in the digital tools. Okay. Starting from problem identification to the market, problem identification to the market and sales. There are a lot of stages. Why I put this slide is I just want to remind you for every stage, that may be pre-ideation stage. When I say pre-ideation stage, that means the first two stages, problem identification and problem definition stages. Pre-ideation stages also you will get funding or grants. In ideation stage also you will get grants or funding, and in any of the stages you will get a lot of funding. Okay. Then yeah, so what are the prerequisites and the roles of a leader in the startup ecosystem? So we are focusing only on the higher education institution leaders. Okay, you're all leaders here we are talking about. Okay, step one is you have to run some camps where there will be you will be generating ideas. Excuse me, please. Just 1 minute. Sorry. Okay, so the prerequisites, if you see, the first one is run some camps where you will be motivating the students and orienting them to come up with some problem statements. And you have to clearly tell these points when you are going to them. Ask them to come up with what is the exact pain point. Or if there are 3-4 pain points, ask them to prioritize it. For which pain point they are coming up with. Like who are their target customers or target audience they are pulling, or they are finding the solution. Okay, so that is idea generation camp. You have to regularly keep on rolling such camps. Then idea evaluations. How you evaluate whether that idea is right or wrong? The best way is you have to ask questionnaires to the target customers. Frame some questionnaires, create a Google form, or go and approach. If they don't know how to access the Google forms, go and approach your customers. Okay, so if Google forms are accessible, create set of questions and share with all your target customers. Okay, then based on the answers, you will get whether the idea is correct or wrong. Okay, so then so you have to train the team, student teams. Okay, always keep in mind that student teams from the same background, you will not fit into one particular team. Okay, why I'm telling this is, we are talking about the businesses, we are talking about the entrepreneurship. We're not talking about presenting a project in a seminar or workshop. Okay, so when we say that, that means the team should be composed of with different set of team members with different set of domains and knowledge, so that they will be having their own perception, and when it comes to the duties or the responsibilities of the team, then they can be given for every stage, they can give to each person. Okay, that's how the team has to be. So the team, my suggestion is, whenever you are building a student team, so divide the team. So don't make only electronics students in one team, don't make only electrical students in one team. Try to mix up them based on their idea, and then see the results. Okay, then fourth step is anyway you will be doing that in the lab. So proof of concept and prototype development, then test the product and ask the early adapters. Like you may have some trusted people. Okay, you ask your trusted people to test that particular product or the service and ask them the feedback. Based on the feedback, you can refine it, and then the final design or the product will be ready. So this is the total line of actions that you have to do when it comes to the student groups. Okay, and the final step is funding. See, to do all these things, you need a lot of funding. How you are getting that funding to the student teams, that is very, very important thing. At which stage you can get. So what are the different funding mechanisms are there? Okay, that's where incubation center will comes into the picture, and we will take care of such funding activities. So next is parameters for the incubation level. Okay, see, after the product, so there are a lot of things like we have to keep in mind. So regulatories. So we should not think about the target customers in your own place. You should think globally. Okay, so what global is thinking and what is their perception? Will they receive the product or not? Okay, and so you have to provide a lot of licensing platforms to the students to come up with to do this prototyping work. Okay, and then so if you are working on a research idea or technology, then involve your student teams to work on that and see how you can convert that research project into the business model, viable business model commercially, so that you will get money. So don't refine your research projects to the papers or any IPRs. Okay, so try to make it into the commercially viable business models. Okay, so next is finding the right startup incubator for your business. As I said, in your college, so you might be having limited facilities where the students can work at certain level. Okay, like they can work up to prototype level or proof of concept level. What is next? What they have to do? We usually call this level as pre-incubation level. Up to pre-incubation level, aram se you can take care of your student teams. But what about next? What they have to do? So they have to approach any startup incubator near to you. Since we have MOU with you guys, then you can definitely, anyway, we'll be working on Ignite program. Okay, so which is a 2 months exclusive program to the student teams. I will be coming to your colleges. Then after that, we will start Ignite 3.0 program. Okay, so we will take care of the businesses and the product manufacturing and IPRs and everything of your student teams. Before that, my suggestion is to the leaders, you please talk to the second year students in your college and make them ready for this Ignite program. I will be also sharing Ignite 3.0 registration form. Ask your students to fill it up, and so that we can have a screening process in the 3rd week. Then, so we will select the student teams, then the 2 months program will start. Okay. Now, the glimpse of incubator landscape in India. Incubator landscape. See, there are total 76 TBIs. Okay, so which was funded around 300 crores from DST, Department of Science and Technology, and NST, DB. And we have 220 MSMEs, HIBIs. Okay, about 226 crores they have funded. There are 78 actually, it's not 59. There are total 78 Atal Incubation Centers and established incubation center, which is supported by Atal Innovation Mission, Niti Aayog. So they have given almost 1,000 crores their target is 100 incubation centers, 100 Atal incubation centers, and now they have reached 78. And we have Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. They have a separate program called TIDE. Now TIDE 1.0, 2.0, now it is 4.0 it is running, I think. Okay, so there are total 51 TIDE centers are there. They are giving almost like 255 crores to the TIDE centers, METI. Then bioincubators. Again, this is from Department of Biotechnology. So they are giving a huge amount to the biotechnologists. Like they have other programs also. They have BIRAC. Under BIRAC, they have a lot of programs like Big Grant is there, Elevate is there, and everything. There are a lot of things. And apart from that, if you see the private incubators, there are NASCOM, T-Hub, Bangalore Bio Innovation, C-Camp, Kerala Startup Mission. A lot of private incubation centers are also there, where this was funded by CSRs or the corporates or NGOs, anyone. So these are all private incubators again. Okay. Yeah, I can say this is what the total incubations and incubation ecosystem, okay, and the strategy that was made by central government, okay, government of India. Okay, so if you see this at the ground level, that means at the student level itself. So Atal Innovation Mission, which is earlier Planning Commission of India, okay, which is the think tank of government of India, has proposed different levels of enabling problem solving capabilities and innovation activities, as well as startup ecosystem developments at different levels. One such level is at the grassroots level, that is at school levels. So they have called applications from all the schools, okay, so and they have given 20 lakhs to each school. There are 10,000 plus Atal Tinkering Labs as on today. Okay, so where they will be establishing a lab with 3D printers, microcontrollers, and other hardware tools. Okay, and so this particular thing, they have established the infrastructure by using 10 lakhs, and the next 10 lakhs is to run these Atal Tinkering Labs. Okay, so there are total 10,000 plus. In Andhra Pradesh, there are 700 plus Atal Tinkering Labs are there. Okay, how they are bringing up this innovation and startup activities in the schools? If you say the procedures, the first thing is they will be running some kind of programs at the government of India level. Atal Innovation Mission will run the programs. Every year they run a program called Atal Tinkering Marathon. Okay, ATL Marathon, that is. Okay, so they will call applications from all the student groups from schools, from ATL labs, Atal Tinkering Labs, to identify the problem statement and to give presentations on that. Just up to idea, that's it. So then they will screen all those things. Then they will be giving all the ideas. Okay, so they will segregate those ideas and they will be assigning minimum 5 to 6 student teams to the incubation centers for further processing. In incubation center, we will take care of them and we will be giving them training for 10 weeks. Okay, so how they have to convert that idea into business model, and how they have to get the investments, and how they have to become founders. All these things we will train, and 1 week in-house training we are giving them. So like that, so far we have trained 12 plus school students, 12 plus schools. Okay, so and one school team has applied for IPR also in Pedapavani, Visakhapatnam. Okay, so we trained them, I mentored them. Okay, so they applied for IPR also. So it's wonderful thinking from the Atal Tinkering Labs. That's how that big tank, that Atal Innovation Mission is touching the grassroots level. That means they are improving the innovation and problem solving capabilities from the student days itself, school student days itself. Okay, the next level is HEIs, higher education institutions, colleges or universities. Here what they are doing is, so they are also coming up with a lot of methods, structures. Absolutely, one of the wonderful structure I have come across is IICs, Institutions Innovation Councils, and this is supported by AICTE, Ministry of Education, Government of India. Okay, so and they have a separate department, Ministry of Innovation Council. Okay, MOE is Ministry of Innovation, MICs we usually call it as. Okay, so that's a wonderful structure. Okay, so what they are doing is they are not funding, but they are helping the institutions in different ways. So they are giving a lot of things like mentoring support sessions, and they have a big tank where they can go and grab the talent and all these things. Okay, so and they have few programs called Yukti program and Kapila programs are there. In Yukti, you will get the mentoring and investment support, and in Kapila program, if you have IPR in higher education institutions or universities, if you get that IPR, the total bill, okay, that Kapila will pay. Okay, so please go and see that. That is one grant from Ministry of Education.
Excuse me, sir.
Kapila, sir, Kapila.
Yes, sir. Recently we organized a program under Kapila, sir.
Super, super, sir.
Last week, sir. We got the under IPR scheme. Yes.
Oh, super. So any IPRs from your college?
Yeah, we are having totally 17 patents filed, sir, from our college, from our faculty.
Wonderful, wonderful. Sir, have you applied for the reimbursement from Kapila?
Yeah, we got to know on the seminar, on the day of seminar itself, sir.
Okay, okay, fine, fine.
Yeah, and we got to know that there is an exam that needs to be taken for the further process of the patent.
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes. See, wonderfully, what we are doing is we are collaborating with NRDC, National Research Development Corporation, so which is in Vizag. Okay, so to the southern region. So they have an innovation facilitation center. What they do is, so if you have a technology ready and if it is commercially viable and marketable product, if you have, then they will list in their website and they will give you royalty if they get some manufacturers for your product. Okay, we have MOU. If you have such technologies, products from your side, please approach us so that we can give you good rewards. Don't put it in the lab or in the books. Okay, it won't give you single rupee. Okay, fine. So at the community level and government levels, the incubation centers are there. Okay, Atal Incubation Center is one thing. TBIs are there, HIBIs are there. Okay, so these are all at the community levels. Okay, so this is how government of India has planned in 2015, and now they are seeing the fruits. I have shown you in the third slide. Okay, the 100 unicorns, which has generated lakhs of employment and $1 billion of revenue to India. Okay, so that is the power of startup ecosystem, and I can say India is not, I can say it is the fact. So India is the third biggest startup ecosystem in the world and the second biggest market in the world. Okay, so that's why, guys, if you, and in Andhra Pradesh, that I can say that may be our curse or our fortune. We can say startup ecosystem in Andhra Pradesh is evolving now. So that's why I request the leaders in this particular session to become the startup global leaders. Okay, so this is the first step. So I request everyone to please look into that angle also, so that it will add one feather to your hat. Okay, and you will become some special person in the institution. Okay, so then how innovation cells or incubation center operates, how it operates. So usually any incubation center, first, if you want to establish an incubation center, as I said, incubation is in mind. Okay, of course, we need some infrastructure, manpower, and the pipeline. So resources pipeline, mentors, investors, all these things. For that, first you need the legal structure of the incubation center. Okay, so you may establish a Section 8 company and start doing the operations. Then you need a team. Okay, team of at least 2 members, CEO and manager. Okay, so where you can where the team should dedicatedly work on only innovation and startup activities, no other business to them. Okay, so you cannot ask them to go and take some class or lab. Okay, so don't do such things. Okay, next is space, and the most important thing is operations. How you are attracting the students, how you are evaluating their ideas, how you are bringing wonderful mentors to the ideas that they are generating, and how you are bringing investors to the idea, to the startups in your company. These all step-by-step procedures. So we'll be working on all these things in near future. So definitely we are going to establish incubation centers in your college also. Would like to see most of you in the positions of CEOs and managers in the future. Okay, so this is about the incubation ecosystem. Now let us move to the grants. There is nothing much about grants section. There are different departments that are throwing grants. Like I can say weekly once you will get one notification from grants. Okay, there are a lot of departments. Everyone is pouring money into the startup ecosystem, startups. Okay, and you know how much grant does India have to elevate startups? There is around 10,000 crores of money available with Indian government. That your time to come forward and work on the startups. Okay, can you hear me? Any problem? I got a notification that I have an unstable internet connection. Guys, are you there?
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Yeah.
No issues.
Thank you, Lahore. Guys, is it interesting or am I boring? Please let me know so that I can stop. Okay,
It's
if you are
fine, sir.
sleeping,
It's good.
please wake up. Okay. Is it okay? Clear? Like, can you put it in the chat box? If you have any questions so far regarding to the startup ecosystem in India, please put it in the chat box so that I can answer. Please, 10 seconds for that. Even if you have no doubts, you can put no doubts in the chat box. Just give me a second. Rahul Garu, you and me are the only persons talking in this group, I think.
Nothing like this.
Okay, fine. Sorry for that. Sorry for the interruption, actually. Yeah. So let us go into the fundings so that are available from different agencies. I have just listed the agencies here. Okay, so that are providing funds to the incubators, startups, and innovators. Okay, Atal Innovation Mission, AIM, Department of Biotechnology, Department of Science and Technology, DST and DBT. If you have any healthcare or biotechnology based or any other thing like related to biosciences, you can directly go to DBT and apply. There are a lot of grants. So they have a lot of schemes like Nidhi scheme is there and Sparsh is there. There are a lot of schemes you can apply there. Okay, then DST. If you have any technology based innovation or technology based startup, you can approach there and apply. And if you are doing EDPs and any other program, training programs, workshops, then you can apply for this women centric workshops or women centric entrepreneurship development program or faculty development program in entrepreneurship. Then you can go and see the DST. Okay, then is NSTDB, so which is again the part of DST. Okay, so they are also giving grants especially to the technology entrepreneurs. Okay, then EDB is there, which is again the part of DST. So then we have MEITI. So MEITI is giving the grants under the scheme of TIDE. Then SIDBI, NABARD, DSIR, etc. There are a lot of things. Okay, so if any of your idea or the startups are working under the national missions, if you see, there are a lot of national missions called Swachh Bharat, Make in India, so national missions for enhanced energy efficiency, all these things. If anyone of startup, there are separate departments are there. Okay, you can go and apply for that. Okay, so we are recently selected for Startup India Seed Fund Scheme. So around 5 crores we can disperse to the startups. Okay, so it is now your turn to bring some effective teams, effective student teams who can grab these funds. Okay, so apart from that, we have HDFC Bank Foundation. We work with them under their CSR, and we have Arja Steel and AP Innovation Society. So they're also giving us good funding to pour into the startups. Okay, now it's your turn to come up with some breakthrough models and ideas. Okay, now apart from the government agencies, you can also have a look into some charities and NGOs. Okay, like you have Tata Trust, where they will be working on sustainable models, especially sustainable and renewable energy models. And we have Welcome Models and Bill and Melinda Gates. And also my suggestion to all of you is try to scout for NGOs in your district or in your place. Okay, who will be working on the problems so that were there in your place. Okay, so that they will be easily connected with you and your students. Okay, and you will get good funding from them if you do so. So then we have Atal Innovation Mission, as I already told you. So they are the think tank of the Government of India. Earlier it is Planning Commission. So they work with 5 arms. Okay, so one is Atal Tinkering Labs. So next ACICs. So Atal Community Innovation Centers. Then Atal Incubation Centers. Established Incubation Centers is another part. Then we have ARISE. Okay, ANIC. ARISE ANIC is another one. Okay. Along with that, to support all these 5 arms, there is a big program called Mentor of Change and Regional Mentor of Change, where any one of you can apply to become a mentor of change, so that you can train or mentor the ATL students or startups from Atal Incubation Centers or ACICs. You can do all such activities. Okay, I am mentor of change and regional mentor of change also to the Andhra Pradesh. Okay, so I request everyone to enroll in that. So next, sir, funding. Yeah, so funding is fine. Like, can we get funding at every stage? Yes, damn sure you will get funding at every stage. But what are the different agencies that give at different levels of the startup growth. Okay, at ideation stage in science and technology, big CRS, OSDD, all these things will give you grants. Okay, then prototype level, there are step, seed, prism, spurs, all these things. Then piloting, step, Gita, ITV, all these things. So if you want all these things to know more about such things, you can click on this sadguru.com website, and you can get all the information about the funding agencies. Okay, then support mechanism. Okay, so these are the support mechanisms I have already discussed with you. Adult Tinkering Labs is having a program called Student Innovator Program. So where the students from ATL Marathon will be sent to the Adult Incubation Centers, and then they will be working for 10 weeks. So 9 weeks virtual sessions and 1 week in-house mentoring we will be doing. So then ultimately they have to come up with some prototype. That is the aim of that one. Then Sitare, social innovation immersion programs are there, and Nidhi Prayas, Nidhi EIR, and all these programs are there. And also there are a lot of fellowships you have to scout. Yeah, so apart from this, let me share you another screen. Okay. Yeah, this one. Can you see the screen? Startup funding. This is for startup funding. This is startup funding. Yeah. So why I am sharing this link in the chat box? Go and just browse it. You will know everything about funding here. So if you are training your student teams to get fund, okay, what stage they can get the funding, for what purpose they can get the funding, and what are the types of startup fundings are there. So working capital or fixed capital, and so what are the different sections like. So they want debt financing or equity financing. What are these? What are the meanings and all those things? You can find it here. Okay, for different stages, like for ideation stage, so you can see here. Okay, and for validation stage, you can see here. And there are good number of investors, like incubators are there. You can search here. These are the set of these are the set of incubators. There are total 99. Sorry. Yeah, these are the incubators. There are total 815 incubators are there, who can give you money for different stages. Okay, so then these are the government schemes. I will be sharing all these things with you. Let me share. Yeah. I'm putting this in the chat box. Please go through this. Okay, because to explain all these things, it is that easy. Okay, so please go through this. Okay. Yes. I think I have bored you. Sorry for that.
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay, fine. See, so these are the few things that I thought of worth sharing with you. Okay, so please let me know if you have doubts or you need any clarifications. Please, you can put it in the chat box, or you can unmute and talk. And anytime you can reach me. So most of you know my mobile number. You can reach me at any time. So for any kind of help regarding to this startup enhancements. Okay.
Sir, how many students are you going to, how many teams are you going to support for this Ignite 3.0 program?
Sir, we have different partnership models actually. So maximum 6 teams we are supporting. If the ideas are really good, we don't hesitate to support even 7 or 8 teams also.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So please share us the brochure, sir, if any, so that we will circulate with the students and
Definitely.
also the form for nominations.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. I will share it. I will share with you.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. I hope everyone is working on the business model canvas, lean model canvas, and incubator model canvas. Is everyone working?
Sir, sir.
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir. Do you have any doubts in that? Please let me know. If you have no doubts, let us wind this session up. Before that, I have a wonderful news for you. This is our news actually. So India news. Worldwide. Now India has stood up with almost with every top nation. For every 10 unicorns, India is generating 1 unicorn. Okay, so that is the power of startup Indian ecosystem now. Okay, so hearty congratulations
Really
to
great.
all of you, and to me. Okay, so and I request all the leaders in this group to boost up your skills in establishing innovation and incubation center at your institution, and please let us know how we can help you, and in whatever way you want, like you want to use to our network, you want to use our mentors, investors, or you want any kind of guidance from us, please let us know. We are ready to help you. So thank you very much. With this, I am closing today's session. Sir, anything else like I missed, or if you want to add anything, any other member can unmute and talk.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And thank you all for your participation. And we are looking forward to work with you all. Thank you.